Howdy Hot Rodders, Matt here, Seattle Speed Shop. We're back again. When I stopped posting, I ruptured a tendon in my left leg. Completely derailed any type of YouTube posting and stuff like that. Thankfully, I don't depend on YouTube income, and I was able to continue kind of working on some stuff and had some money saved, so it wasn't the end of the world, but definitely not a good thing to be injured and not be moving around. So that's where I've been, and today we're going to build a 29 AV8, at least start it. Doing this fully traditional, using a 32K member, 32 front end with wishbone. Got this old 29 Roadster body, set of big and littles, 36 LB engine and transmission, relatively stock Model A frame. So we're going to put all this stuff together, and hopefully by the end of this video we'll have a roller. Oh well. Next time I design a shop, I'll know. As you can see, we've got this relatively stock Model A frame, stock Model A rear end, stock front end in it currently. The one modification that it really kind of has is it's got a bent rear leaf spring, which is, again, a very old school way to lower the rear of the car on one of these. I've never personally done it. It was in this car when we got it. I'm going to try it out, and we'll see how it does. It's not something that I would generally recommend that you do or try and do. In fact, this is the first one of these I've ever really seen, or at least had in my possession. I've seen a few, but this is the first one I've owned. And yeah, it's traditional. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, we can change it out. But generally, I would say just go get a reverse eye main leaf from one of the many suppliers, Old Yankee Speed Shop being one of them. Great product, great guys, super helpful, good, just good all around. One thing that's new that we're going to be using is this set of motor mounts, also from Old Yankee Speed. Thanks, guys. They sent us those, so I guess technically they're sponsoring this build. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys sending that stuff out. We've got a couple other things that they sent us that we'll be using on future builds as well. Again, I love all their product line. You'll be really happy with it. It's hot rod stuff by hot rodders for hot rodders. Go check them out. Link is in the description. Yeah. Where were we? Okay, stock frame, got the rear end thing. Then we have this front end. You may have actually seen this car kind of mocked up in the background of other videos, and it was literally just like gravity holding it together. This front end was actually one of the last major components that I needed to get. This came out of a 32 Roadster that my friend is building. Hopefully I can get him to do a video on that thing later because it is incredible. But it has, so the interesting thing about this front end is it's got a 33, 34 axle in it, which technically is actually 33 to 36 front beam, which is a service replacement for the 32 heavy. I do have a 32 heavy that we could put in it. I don't really see any reason to take this complete front end apart just to do that. It's got the 32 wishbone that we need, and you know, just run it. This isn't the only one I've seen, 32 wishbone with a later axle combo I've seen. From what I understand, it was a service replacement type thing, or even like a late 32 type thing, possibly. I don't really know. I'm not a 32 expert. I don't really care. Yes, 32 heavy is incredibly beautiful axle. But we're just kind of like, we're not building a show car here. Like, this is going to be a jalopy kind of build. If I hadn't mentioned, it's going to be pre-war. We're going to do mechanical brakes on this thing. I'm trying to keep it a very attainable build. About the only, if you wanted juice brakes, it's an easy swap between mechanical and juice. In fact, I would say that getting the mechanicals to work is probably going to be more of a pain in the butt than doing juice brakes. But they all kind of relatively work the same. I'm just trying to use some stuff that I have. I have some nice 32 front brake stuff. And two, going pre-war, especially if you're shooting like really pre-war, and the earlier stuff, juice brakes didn't come out till 1939. So if you're building a pre-war car, high likelihood it had mechanical brakes. Looking at old photos, tons of cars with mechanical brakes, up until, right before the war. You kind of maybe saw one or two, but still most of the cars were mechanical brake. It wasn't really until after the war, in my opinion, that you started seeing a lot of juice brake conversions. Just my opinion, just what I want to do. No way's right or wrong. They're old cars, have fun with them. I like being super detail oriented and dates and stuff like that. Because to me, these cars are time machines, and this is the closest, I grew up with the Back to the Future generation, so these cars are as close as I'm ever going to get to a flying DeLorean that'll take me to the 1950s, okay? So, that's what I like to do. Basically, the way we do this is you use the front end to locate the K-member. Get the K-member into the frame, and then you can bolt the engine and transmission to the K-member and use that to locate your motor mounts. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. It's not exactly that easy. The firewall on these is really close. I've got another one with a 59 AB and a set of aftermarket heads over here that has had some careful massaging of the firewall. So you can definitely get them in. I believe actually my thoughts are this 36 LB to me looks like it'll fit slightly better than a 59 AB. We're going to find out. Worst case scenario, Tejas Mateo will bring over his cool metalworking tools and beat the hell out of the firewall. And we'll show you that later. Yeah, let's get started because I'm just rambling and I haven't talked to you guys in a while. So I think our first move will be to get the Model A crap out that we don't want, and kind of we'll rearrange our stuff and start taking some measurements to get that 32K member in the chassis. So this can just go to the junk pile basically. Not really, but kinda. We ain't using any of it. At this point, I'm thinking it's probably get something kind of supporting the wishbone to keep it up a little bit. So you can see we'll completely lop off this bad area, and then we'll be left with kind of a big hole there. But I think we can use part of the pieces we cut off to fix that. not a huge deal. Yeah, so that's probably the biggest part of this whole build right now, is just getting that cut and at least tacked in the frame, and then we can bolt that to it. I just realized I'm gonna have to go in the stash. We need a 32 rear trans mount for that. So I'm gonna go take care of that. All right, so we got low battery, so I'm gonna try to just be conservative, not just run the camera the whole time. Matt here has marked center, and from there we will be measuring out to make our cuts to know how far to narrow the frame, the cross member to fit in the frame. As you can see, like, there's gonna be a fair amount of, like, this is a lot taller than the Model A frame is, so there's gonna be, you know, it's 5.5 inches, and I think Model A is like, what,
under 4.
Under 4, yeah, I was gonna say like 3 3/4 or something. So there's a fair amount of cutting off the ends to make this fit in here, which is no problem. I've talked about this truck a little bit previously, and that is using a Vern Tardell cross member, which is just super bolt-in, or not bolt-in, but like you don't have to cut it at all to fit in the frame of the Model A's, which is pretty cool. Those things are valuable enough that they're almost as expensive as a OG 32K member these days. So this is definitely not the cheap way to go. I have managed to kind of piece this together for a lot cheaper than most people could or would on the open market, just biding my time. You know, sometimes you just gotta wait for the deals to show up in order to get the car built. So anyways, enough rambling. Let's conserve some battery. We're gonna cut this thing down to, I don't know, it's outside of the frame rail. Outside of frame rail is like 30 inches. If I remember right, this is like 34, 35 inches wide. So got a bit of trimming to do. All right, so we're going for 29 inches inside the frame rails. Our first cut, in case we need to trim down any more, we're going kind of as large as possible. Just, you know, don't hack it all off and hope it fits. Sneak up on it is always been my approach. So anyways, 29 inches. Matt has the center marked and measured 14.5 inches to here. And yeah, we'll get cutting on this thing. So we're just gonna cut these off, and then we'll trim to here, so that should get it inside the frame rail. And then we'll have to like curve up these ends somehow. Probably not gonna happen today. I'm just hoping to like have this be a roller, not like be a done car today. There's still lots to do, and it will be back apart many times. So exciting. We're getting the plasma cutter out, and Matt will get cutting. I'm certain if someone wanted to sponsor us with a fab table, that Matt would be very appreciative.
I'm used to working on the ground.
I know. I know you don't like it.
I'm in.
All right, so rough cut. Obviously, we still gotta, make some repairs here and make this. Talk to the bottom of the frame. But we're just kind of. I think we gotta do a little. I need to go dig in my parts and get the ball and the cap for this so that we can make that tight, and it will locate the cross member kind of exactly. We'll take some measurements just to make sure everything's square. But this is your 32K member in the car, and next we will. I already swapped the 32 rear mount on in place of the 36, and we will get the engine hoist that is blocked by the 29 pickup that I didn't think about at all. And we will slide that into the frame, bolt it to the cross member, and then that will allow us to locate our engine mounts. So that's what we're going to do next. Alright, so I bolted the wishbone to the cross member. This is why having a stash of parts is awesome. Went in the drawers, pulled out this old Bulldog replacement brand radius rod ball cap set for Ford, all V8 21940. $2. Can't buy nothing for $2 these days. So yeah, we have the. We need to kind of snaggle it a little bit. Take some measurements, make sure it's in the right place. So that's looking pretty good. In fact, I know from doing that one that the cross member lines up pretty close to these. So seeing those in the right place is good. I think the next thing we're going to do is you need to, you can see where it's kind of been drawn for the pulley. You need to clearance this cross member for that. So I think we'll do that now before we try and put the engine in. And yeah, away we go. All right, so cut the cross member with the plasma cutter, cleaned it up a bit. Matt did. I've still yet to use it. Same with the TIG welder. I'm kind of like Boyd Coddington of Bo Edison, if you didn't know. I'll even get my Hawaiian shirts out. Sorry. I don't know if you get that type of joke. You're my type of people. Anyways, Matt was he's just squaring up the new cross member, the 32K member, to the Model A frame. Just trying to make sure everything is cohesive where it should be. I dug out the engine crane. We are going to bolt the transmission to the cross member, and hopefully it stays where it's supposed to. And then that'll kind of tell us where to land the engine mounts. So again, trying to conserve battery. And I mean, do you guys care if you watch us lift an engine? Like, if that's actually what you want to see, let me know, and I'll make sure to include that type of footage more in videos. I'm just trying to give you guys the the down low of what has to happen. I'm assuming that you can lift an engine, right? So, I'm hungry. All right, so bolting things together, and this is kind of the cool part. The old Yankee Speed Shop mounts. So these are designed to bolt in the stock location for the shock. And I don't know if they were designed to be used with a 32K member. I think they were designed to be used with their own rear trans mount. Man, it's pretty close. All right, so battery issues. Story of my life. One day I'll learn things about technology and maybe figure this out. But until then, you're going to continue to have cutoff footage. So anyways, next day we bolted the mounts from old Yankee Speed onto the frame, like I said, and the engine is sitting on them. And yeah, we're making progress. I think kind of the next step. Well, yeah, next step is going to be we got to fit this. We're going to have to take this all back apart again to do the rest of this K-member part here. So that'll probably be the next video. And the heater. Things are going my way. Things are going my way. So yeah, I think we're gonna throw the body on, and I've got to get rid of these Model A wheels. They're just so dorky. So those are gonna go. I'm gonna put those on. Big and littles, can't go wrong. So I guess let's do that. Let's get the body on and get the wheels on and see how this thing looks. Just real quick, we're just putting a couple tacks in. Matt's using our new Eastwood Take 200. Not sponsored. Paid for that myself. It was on sale though. But I seem to be liking it. For the price, it seems really great welder. As far as, you know, what accessories it comes with and stuff. You know, this one has a foot pedal and the hand trigger. Like it's for the price in comparison to some of the cheaper comparable TIG welders that are available by a lot of the Chinese like no-name companies. I feel like this one was just like the package that it comes with was just a little bit better set up for what we wanted, and you know, even though Eastwood isn't, you know, made in America expensive Miller stuff, it like I feel like their reputation's pretty good. Everything I've ever gotten from them has been great. So no complaints there. But if they'd like to sponsor us, we wouldn't turn down a free welder. So we like the plasma cutter that we have from them too. That was actually long-term loan from a really good friend of mine that lost his garage space. So kind of tooling up. I'm gonna go show you our newest tool in case you don't in case I don't make a video out of the footage I've already taken of it, I know you'll be seeing this one. And sorry, the shop's a maze right now. We got a freaking shear. It's an old Pexto, 36 inch. It's, you know, 16 gauge. It's a stomp shear that's been converted to air ram, which is freaking cool. Met this really cool guy that only lives a couple miles from my house. Older fellow that used to work for Boeing, and he's got one of the coolest shops I've ever seen. Super inventive guy that is really good at fabricating. Man, I'd love to take you guys for a tour there. You get a kick out of it because it's an incredible shop. Like he's made like everything in it. It's really cool. The infrastructure of the shop is incredible. He doesn't work on anything really that I care about, mostly boats. He is into muscle car, Chevy era stuff, which I do like. But mostly seemed like he worked on boats and forklifts. Cool guy though, really cool guy. So anyways, he's not watching this, but I just want to thank him for the really great deal on the stomp shear. Pretty happy, been looking for one of those that is affordable for a while, and that one was very cheap, so that was cool. And yeah, all right, we're tacked up. I think we're gonna get just this body in place, and then we'll swap on some wheels and take a look at her. All right, so a couple tacks and everything is, we got a couple bolts to tighten, but like, you know, she's in there. So went ahead and just rough installed the lower firewall portion, so we can figure out how well this all fits together. Matt's just finishing up something that he's working on for this thing, and once that's done, I will have him assist me throw the body on, and we will change the wheels and tires, like I said. That's like my favorite thing to do. Actually, what's funny, I've been bugging the guy that owns this truck to get the like wheels and tires for months, just because I want to see it on them, just like because it helps for me at least, like visually. Wheels and tires bring the whole, like, they make or break a car. They bring the whole equation together. So, you know, that's when a car starts looking cool, when it's got the wheels and tires in my head that it should have. So hopefully that will actually be a couple days from now. He's bringing those up, so I'm excited to get those on. Anyways, let's get this on here, and then we'll get some things swapped around. Really want to sweep. See what it looks like.
It wasn't very pretty. Okay.
right, got as far forward as it can go. So, as you can see, we're hitting, we're going to hit right there. We still have, I'd say, about an inch forward to go. So we're gonna pull this off. I do hopefully have a traditional fix to make this all work. I haven't mocked it up yet, so I've never done it, so I don't know if it's going to work. I'm just going off of what the old timers say worked, or what they did on these things. We'll see. I don't know. You know, I haven't built my own AV8 for like almost 15 years now. We've done a few others for other people, but even that's been a little while. This is the newest one. That on. Cool. So as you can see, there's probably just enough room for us to go forward there. Dude, that's a lot. Wow. So this is pretty cool. There's a lot actually. It actually fits a lot better than the. Okay. So when you couldn't even get that engine in with those heads. Those heads are a lot of that issue. But we've got a lot more clearance in this one. Cool. That's pretty awesome, actually.
Oh yeah, that's 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah. Just different. That's so. This looks like a 59 AD. But it's actually an 8BA block converted to be a 59 AD because the pulleys are closer to the block on the water pump, so it creates more room on the front of the engine where towards the radiator. We can talk about that later. If anyone needs to know about that, email me. Maybe I'll do a video on it. Yeah, that's killer, dude. These actually fit quite a bit better. Yeah.
Still the same.
Yeah.
Right there.
Is that the one with?
That's all that one.
Yeah, but that's probably the one that I took the Lincoln Zephyr neck out of.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So that's mine for this, anyways.
We can beat that out.
Yeah. So it looks like we'll have to do a little bit of clearance in here. Maybe cut this out. We'll see. I'm gonna cover that in the next video. Let's get some cool wheels and tires on it. Another thing, we haven't put the wood blocks in yet. So I mean, like, and I know you should put the wood blocks in. I figure without them, it's not getting any closer than this. So once we put them in, we're gonna get a little bit more clearance. That's probably something we're gonna do that you'll see on the next video. Kind of fine tuning our mock-up, I guess, and making sure everything fits how we want it. But yeah, I'm pretty pretty pleased. Like, this fits a lot better than I expected it to, considering the other one. So that's pretty cool. I think next, we're gonna have to work on steering. Got some cool tricks for that. Got to figure out the brakes. Pedals, which are actually, I mean, I have pedals. We got to get them mounted, which they should go in the stock location. And we're gonna try and just use as much of the 32 stuff as we can to make the brakes work, and wire it, put a seat in it, maybe a little bit of a wood kit and a deck lid, and I mean, well, let me get the tires on. Well, it's pretty cool. Everything seems to fit real good, and we obviously have a lot to do still, but it's nice to have it on 4 wheels and have my jack stand back. And I've been seeing this car in my head for a few years now, and it's kind of starting to look like how I meant it to, and that's pretty cool. I think next time we're going to try and finish up the K-member and you know, make the oil fill and the fuel pump stand fit. We have to do some clearance on the firewall, probably there. We need to install the firewall permanently. There's no body wood holding the body up, which it desperately needs. I actually figured, hey, let's just throw it on there, because once we get the wood in it, it's going to give us more clearance. So, you know, it's only going to get better from here. And obviously lots to do still. We got to fit the K legs. We have to fit the bottom of the cross member. So yeah, we're gonna fit the K member legs. We gotta fit the bottom of the cross member still. You can see there's a pretty significant gap. And we got a couple like repairs to do to the cross member. Nothing major, but that'll be probably next episode. If you guys want to see this one a lot, comment, like, let me know if this is something you guys are into, because it's kind of been back burner, but right now I'm a little pumped on it because it's cool. Parts coming for this thing. You'll be seeing this soon. This is actually probably our most popular video, the 34 pickup. I've been trying to find a part for it for a long time that I desperately needed, and I finally got it. So we'll cover that more in its video. Probably see some of this thing soon, maybe. Lots of that thing. So yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. I'm really happy to be back working on Fords and in the shop more. My leg being hurt definitely slowed me down a bit, though I tried not to let it, which has just made things worse. So yeah, don't be stupid. Let your injuries rest and heal. So give you one last look at this thing, and we're gonna start cleaning up. It's got a really great look to it. We'll check you later. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate all the support. We're trying to hit it strong in 2025. We've got a lot of projects to finish up. Yeah, maybe we'll even get Susie, the little blue Roadster, at least I'm hoping to roller mocked up body this year. Would be huge. It's probably a lofty goal with everything we have going on, but we'll try. So check you guys later. Get out in the garage and build something.